Welcome to another special episode of the Anything Gender podcast. I'm your host, Charmaine Prince. And in your role, you teach tech strategy to protect companies. How can those principles, security, or governance use to protect people from cyberbullying, online hate, or even any form of cyber violence or digital
Yes,
violence?
thank you. Yeah, I normally advocate for something simple as mail. In most corporates, maybe either you're using, let's say, Office 365 or Google. So you'll find these global mail systems have technical ability. You can be able to put advanced threat protection, which will ensure that certain kind of images, maybe nudity, is not shared across the platforms. Each organization can put these safeguards in place, ensure certain images or these things like doxing are blocked. From a technology perspective, that's the first thing you can do. Even things like firewalls, you can also block certain sites which are known to target, at least to perpetuate gender-based violence. So if you block these sites, they will put people to stick to the narrow path so they can focus on what adds value, maybe what can help them to get information. Also, it's important to have a training for employees across the board, not just on general technology, but how to protect themselves from gender-based violence online and how to report. If you know how to report these things discreetly without being exposed, then you are kind of protected. It's important to prevent rather than to cure, because I think preventing will save us a lot more. And when you look at some of the statistics, like over 50,000 women are killed annually because of GBV. And most of this is technology assisted. It's important to conduct these trainings and invite people of all ages so they are aware about how to protect themselves online so they don't become victims.
Thank you, Tom. I like that you identify how companies can prevent their employees, protect them from online violence. But how can a family access those kinds of software protection on the home computer or community organizations, nonprofits help members of the community or teach them how to do that?
Super, thank you. Yeah. So, for example, on the internet at home, there are tools which you can download. The family control. You can download it from the App Store or from the Play Store. When you give the phone to your children, you can control those phones. You are able to tell what your child is browsing on a day-to-day basis. You are able to say maybe they browse this kind of content, which the platform is not for the age group, then you should be informed. When you put something like that, now you'll be able to protect the children up to a certain age. Of course, you can only do it up to a point whereby they have the freedom to make their choices. As a parent, it's important to not just have the information, but to also share it. Watch some of the presentations together with the children so that they see, as long as it's not too gory for the children to understand, watch some of this content together with them so they're exposed to the danger, how to report. They know that in case, let's say I'm in an Uber or a Bolt taxi, then within the application, I can be able to press somewhere that I'm in danger. Then somebody can be able to tell, oh, the person is in danger. Maybe a daughter is traveling for hours. They should be able to share their online taxi trip so that they took a taxi at this time and they are going to this place. And this is the number plate. That way, if somebody was thinking of abusing them, they would know my parents are aware I'm with you. So you'll be caught. It will discourage that kind of violence. So the next thing is also to just ensure these young people have access to how to quickly report. Let's say press an alarm button when they are at home and maybe there's a possibility of danger. And then to anything they see which they are not sure, to always stop, think, then act. So if you stop, think, and then most likely you will be able to tackle like 98% of all the problems. Of course, yeah, there might be a case whereby you take all these precautions and you still get hit, but that will be only 1 or 2% of the cases.
Thank you. You provided so much information there for parents, the family control, the stop, think, and act technique. I really think that that's a powerful tool to help persons online. I want to switch gears a little here.
Just have one more to add. Yeah, we're looking at the future. Okay, like right now, somebody can actually simulate, maybe using AI. They can actually think that you're talking to someone who is actually not the right person. We also need to educate our adults so that they are able to scan they get something from the online and someone is asking them certain information and they look like their mother. Then they ask, would my mother be doing this at this time? But the fact that we're hearing somebody's voice or seeing somebody's video, it may not mean that it's them. It is dependent on being ahead of these potential abusers. Always ask yourself, if I'm not seeing somebody physically, then it can be a deep fake or it can be real. To be able to differentiate which is real and which one is fake.
Very good. Thank you for sharing that. I'm happy that you mentioned AI because that's the direction that I was going to. AI is so prevalent and I read a lot about it. There are hardly any regulations in countries and no one knows who is doing what. But I know you work with AI and automation. How can we use these powerful tools as shields, as armor to detect abuse or even help survivors instead of them being used as weapons?
Super. Yeah, thank you. The first thing is to have the governance in place. That governance will direct everything. We need to have laws and safeguards in case someone is reported to have done this. Like we normally say, in case you are accused of sexual harassment at the workplace, this is what is going to happen. So people need to be aware about the governance in place to protect women, girls, and even men. The cases of men being abused could be 1 out of 10. Yeah. Governance is key. The second thing is we need to have safeguards around AI because AI is this big block which we are learning every day. You find new things are coming up. Always have some kind of responsible use of AI. We need to ensure that even with AI, there's some kind of protection for our girls to have avenues for women and girls to be able to report potential abuses so that we can prevent them and areas dangerous to female gender. And we can use AI to do the analysis and advise women. Maybe you are going to this and this place. You need to be careful about this kind of danger so that you are informed ahead of time. I don't go somewhere so they can be able to be alert and be aware, and they can be able to know in case this happens when I'm there, then this I'm going to report it. So some kind of advanced information sharing with the female gender.
Thank you. My brain is turning. I like the idea of having a software that can flag places to leave. We need a software that women can speak into or use ChatGPT with the right prompts. And I am traveling to Nairobi. What areas should I avoid?
Correct.
Or a specific place? I am traveling to Georgetown. I'm going to Kingston. What should I do? How can I protect myself?
Yes.
That's a positive way of using AI. We really need something of that nature.